Hello there, Pokefans, past, present, and future. Welcome back to Agent 836 channel. For my returning viewers and new viewers, what I'm going to do today is talk about some of the most well-known, graded company out there. I'm going to go over a few just to make sure you guys know what to select from and what to choose from. We have today we have a total of 4 graded companies that I'm going to go over with you guys, and it's pros and cons and how it's being viewed by the community. So please stay tuned to enjoy this video. Welcome back to Agent 836 channel. Before we get started, please subscribe and click the button below, and also like the channel. It goes a long way to helping me grow the channel. The channel here is mainly to help educate and provide knowledge to our viewers, especially in the Pokemon community. I love this culture. I want you guys to enjoy and also love this culture as much as I do, and that's what I'm here for, to provide as much knowledge as I can that I have with the culture, so you guys don't make the same mistake that I did when grading your cards. Don't make the same mistake buying stuff that you don't need to buy, because you know when we get into something like this and you start collecting, you just start buying what you can. You don't really realize, oh, maybe I don't need this product, or maybe I should go here, maybe I should just get this. And with the way our community is but the way our economy is structured right now, it's really tough to buy a product. Our inflations are going up, things are getting more expensive, we're not getting as paid as much as we want to. They're not giving us raises every other month or every other few months to subsidize with the way or how fast inflation is going. Things that were cheap are now expensive. I'm just glad some stores are still selling Pokemon at the correct, or at the regular wholesale, or not at the retail level. I can't imagine if sleeves are starting going by $6, $7. I can't imagine paying $6, $7 for a regular sleeve pack. I don't know how else we're gonna afford our stuff here. But as a result, people are hoarding stuff. They're going to like Target, Walmart, these other third-party suppliers, and GameStop, and they're buying up a lot of product, and then they are reselling it at OfferUp or on Facebook Market for more. So I want to make sure you guys are saving as much as you can, and every like or subscribe definitely helps contribute to that, and it helps me make my video to make sure you guys are more educated to know what to do. And today, like I said, we're going to go over a grading card company. We're going to make sure you guys are using the right one, choosing the right one, so you can save the best bang for your buck, and also make a good resale during the aftermarket, especially if you send your card to get graded, you should get something in return, right? So we're going to get started by going over the 4 of the companies that I like the most. The first one is PSA. And PSA has a slab with the red rectangle on top. On the back it say PSA as well. PSA has been around since I believe 80s, or they've been around for a while. They've been grading card, especially baseball, basketball, football. They've been around grading those kind of cards. They didn't start grading Pokemon cards until 1999, I believe. That's when Pokemon was released with their cards. So Pokemon came on later, but they've been grading cards. They've been recognized by the community as a good card grading company. So they have a lot of experience in grading card. The next is Beckett. Beckett Card Grading Company has there's usually a black tab up here. The emblem is usually black, or in this case white. Really nothing on the back. All it says is just Beckett, the world's most trusted source in collecting. And they've been grading cards too. They've been grading trading card and sports card, mainly sports cards such as baseball and basketball. You really see trading card with them but they've been really well known for their sports card grading. They're the second company that I will go as well, besides PSA. The third company here is CGC, which is the blue one here. All their tabs are going to come with blue tab on top. As you can tell, I have a 9.5 placing on VMAX from CGC. And who CGC is they are a company that is more mainstream against or for comics, manga, and cartoon, such as Pokemon. They're geared toward this audience. And the reason why they're third here is because their grading critiques and work is not different from PSA or Beckett. It's just the reason why they're third is because they're not as recognized by the community and the general population. We're talking about the general population here now, guys. And the general population here does not recognize CGC as more compared to Beckett or PSA. PSA in general is more recognized by the whole community. CGC is usually just for the folks like us here, Pokefans, comic book fans, manga fans, pretty much like nerds. Kind of like with nerds here. It's more geared toward us here. It doesn't really have any sports grading. It doesn't really do sports grading. I've seen some sport, but it's like once in a blue moon. So it's not out there as much as PSA and Beckett. So that's why it's the third one here. And then my fourth one that I like and enjoy is the SGC, Sport Card Guarantee Corporation. They are the youngest one here out of the four, I believe, because they started back in the late 90s. I believe like 98. It started back in 1998. So they came out just really a few years ago. So they don't have as much experience. And especially in the Pokemon community and culture, we don't really use SGC. It's mainly been CGC, PSA, and Beckett. So a lot of the Pokefans are not aware that there is a pretty good company out there called SGC that does pretty much fair and almost the same work as PSA, or maybe even better. It's just that the company is fairly new and it's mainly geared towards sports card as well, such as baseball, basketball, and football. Since it's more geared towards that, not a lot of people has been using it, especially the Pokefans. None of us are using it. And so that's the only reason why it's not as recognizable in the community, because it just hasn't been used a lot by our Pokefans. But I do know a lot of people are getting into it. We do have great YouTubers such as Leonhardt that has been praising them. He's pretty much been using them too. I am also going to start using them too, because I don't see any difference in grading. It's just that it's not recognizable, or it hasn't been really recognized in our community. But that's what we're here for, right? We're here to promote growth, seek out some of the best interests for our community and members. And especially my next topic here is the cause. Hopefully that we get more aware of SGC, so that more of our Pokefans community can start using them, so that other companies such as PSA and Beckett can start lowering their prices so that they can compete with each other. Because the only way we're going to make sure these prices stay low is competition. And we can't have a cheap service if there's no competition. They're pretty much going to monopolize the grading industry and charge whatever price they want. And that's the next topic that we're moving towards. PSA charges $100 for regular grading, just your standard grading for $100. Anything extra, they're going to charge you like extra $25 and more. The regular grading, what I mean by that is just the name up here. It doesn't even show the Champions Pass secret. It just shows 2020 Pokemon Charizard V, and then it's going to give you the 9. It gives you the basic standard stuff. Kind of like my CGC here, just the name, the card, and work, and the mint condition. That's it. And they charge you $100, and the turnaround time is like about 6 months, probably more. So let's say if you want a car right now, and let's say your car right now is, for example, a shiny Charizard Secret. It's 180. Let's say you send it in to get graded because you're like, oh hey, it looks like a PSA 10 card that I looked on eBay, and the card doesn't come back in 6 months. And let's say they made more reprint by then. When a card comes back, since the company made even more reprint, your card value is not going to be the same. It was 180 before you sent it in. You paid 100. So pretty much your total profit right now is only $80 from selling. If you could have sold it raw, it would have been 180. But since you pay to get it graded, you lose $100. You're down to 80. And let's say if they start making more reprints, they start making more reprints. By the time you come back, you get your card back from PSA. The value is probably worth like $250. So now you're sitting there like, man, like if I could sell it at $250 and someone really wants to buy it at $250, most I can make back is an extra $70. So you would have only made $150 overall, compared to you could have sold it raw for $180. So you would have lost $30 here, and you would still have to sit on it forever and lose time or lose some money that you can put towards other product. So that's one of the reasons why I just don't like PSA right now, because they're overcharging for everything in service, and the turnaround time is long. It's just not even fun at all. Turnaround time is just so long. And going next to the next one here is going to be Beckett. Beckett's also a pain right now too. They are really going up in prices as well due to the recent pandemic and COVID. It has been causing a lot of people to sit on their cars. So Beckett, with all the standards, see how it says centering edge and corners and surface, that's extra money. You're gonna spend like an extra $25 just to have that there. Just a regular with mint, I checked earlier at Beckett, they're charging around $100, and it takes almost the same time or same return date as PSA. So just like PSA and the reasoning before, let's say you want to trade your card, it costs you $100 to get it graded, to trade it in to get it graded. And once you get it graded, the turnaround time is so long that your aftermarket value may not be the same as it was. And if you want to pay the extra money to get it back in like a few days, it's going to cost you anywhere between $25 to $100. So you're just losing money now. You're just putting extra money into your card. And if it comes back, not a 10, anything else, there goes all your money. So that's one of the downside of these two companies. CGC is pretty fast. They do have a turnaround time, I believe, of like 50 days for the regular grading, and that's similar to this CGC card I have here for the Glaceon. It's similar grading style. It's going to give you the standard 9.5, and it's going to give you the name, the card. The only downside to CGC is you have to create a $25 membership. You're going to pay $25 to be a membership first. Once you do pay that $25 membership, it costs $25 to get this graded within 55 days. I believe $35 if you want to have that graded within like 30 days, the return time. It's the third recognizable company out of the 4, and it costs you half as much as PSA and Beckett, and you get your card back within like 30 to 50 days. So just think of it like that. You can get it back, resell it while the market's still hot, so you can make some money out of it. So for my take, PSA and Beckett, if it's a card that you're going to invest long term in to hold, then yes, go for it. But if you need to do a quick transaction and flip and sell when the market's hot, I'll go with CGC. And the last one here is SGC. They don't have like a membership creation so far. I believe that would charge you to do this or have this expedited in 10 days is only $40. 20 to 25 days, $30. So you're saving the most money you can using SGC grading here. It's still a good grading car company. It's just not as recognizable as the other, but you're still getting your car back within like a month, for like half or the cost or a third of the cost of PSA or Beckett. $30 to get this back in 20 to 25 days. That's a steal. $40 to get it back within like 10 days. So you can get your car back right away. If it's a 10, hey, sell it right away at the aftermarket if you like it. Or hey, if you don't want to sell it, keep it as, as a long-term hold. And they use the same grading style or similar grading style just like CGC and PSA. It's just that the company is not as recognizable or reputable out there. It's because it's a newer company. And it's not like they don't have experience. They're not super new. They've been around since 1998. They are fairly new, but they're not too new to where they don't have experience. It's like hiring a contractor for your flooring. This guy has like probably 20 years, roughly around almost 20 years, 15 years, and 12 years, or 10 years. They're all professional. It's just one's been around longer than the other. That's the only difference. But in the case of being around longer than the other and how they're charging you way more and the return time is so low, you're losing money unless you're investing long term. If you're doing short term, I would go SGC, get your car back, flip it, resell it for as much as you want. If you're going to hold the car forever, PSA, Beckett, maybe the best chance. But please do your research on the car you're trying to get sent in. If you just send your car in, just use CGC or SGC. If you found some awesome rare Charizard, PSA probably the best bang for your buck, because then you come back, hold it long term, and the buyers in that community, there's more buyers in that community looking for a PSA. But I honestly think eventually SGC is going to catch up to these guys as more years go by, as you guys start doing your research. We start promoting or providing more education to our community about another company that's out there is available. This will definitely help keep it really competitive between the companies here. That way they can start lowering the cost, be more efficient, and expediting their stuff back to us, because I just hate sending a card in and you're not going to get it until like a year later. Hell, I don't know how I can be comfortable with that, because if I send a card in, I expect it to get back to me like a few months. But I've seen people that have not got the card back from PSA or Beckett for like till like another 6 to 8 months later, and that's just too much in my opinion. So please leave a comment below what you guys think about the grading card companies and the 4 that I've chosen here. If you have another one that you like or would like me to also research into, please leave a comment below. And thank you so much for joining Agent 836. Take care.